Hi everybody, and welcome back to Regina's World. For those who don't know who I am Regina, live right here in Las Vegas, and I do story times on my channel and vlogs from here, sometimes here, depending on where I'm going or what I'm doing in my city. But I went viral for my story times. If you don't know, go check it out. I think now one of them is over like 50,000 views on one of them. But that's not the point. The point is my story times. So this one is no different. This is a story time about when I dated a coworker. So if you want to hear this story, watch to the end. Pause right here, as I usually say. Like, comment, share my video, and subscribe. That's the most important. We need some subscribers. I know y'all find me interesting. Push the button. It doesn't cost you anything. Push the button and subscribe to this channel. Okay? Now we will get into. Okay, so this is going to be kind of a long story, but I'm going to try to make it as short as possible so you're not listening to me ramble forever. Okay? As most people know, my jobs, they know I work 2 jobs. This job that I work at now, I've been on this job for now going on 4 years. Now that I work from home, but at one point I didn't work from home. I worked in the office like every other person, and I liked working in the office. I hated the traffic, in the midday traffic, but you know, I liked being in the camaraderie of being with people every day, talking to people and all that stuff. So at this particular job that I work at, currently still, I met a lot of people working here, a lot of people that are still in my life today, including, well, somebody who's not in my life anymore, which is one of my closest friends, Brandy. But most of the people that I met in the year of 2017, 2018. I think it was 2018. 2018, I still have somehow contact with them, like completely in contact with them. So this person, it was like a group of us when we all started at the same time. I believe, well, it probably was already there. We just didn't know about it because I ended up leaving one company, ended up looking for another job, and that's how I kind of ended up working for this company. I didn't know anything about it. I just went to go answer an ad in the paper, and it had something to do with healthcare, and I've been in healthcare my entire life. So I went to go to the interview. It was for United Healthcare. No, it was for, yeah, well, it was for United Healthcare. But United Healthcare didn't hire me at the time, but WellCare Insurance did. So WellCare ended up hiring me the next day, because I went back the next day and got hired at WellCare. And I was working for WellCare for several years, and this is where I met everybody. So all of us started at the same time, everything. It was a big training class. I think WellCare was like one of their new insurance companies in the building. So it was a big training class, and I was a part of that training class. And it was a lot of people that I still talk to who was a part of this training class, including this particular person that I ended up dating. Now, in this training class, the training class lasted for about 3-4 months. So we was in class for about 3-4 months because it was so much information that we had to learn. Because most of us did not come from this kind of work. Nobody knew anything about insurance. Oh my Lord. Nobody knew anything about insurance. So they had to teach us a whole lot of information in I think it was like 6 months. But by the 6th month, it was time for us to, actually start doing it. And then, but this one particular person in this training class, I didn't look at him not even a little bit. Like, he was not my type at all. He was not even interesting to me in that way, not at all. Me and him, we didn't even talk. Frankly, we didn't even say hello to each other while we was in training class because I was just not interested. So we ended up being on the same shift because I'm a PM girl all day. I don't like to work in the mornings. It's too early. I do PM from 2 to 10, 3 to 11, 4 to 12. Don't give me a morning shift because I don't like it. Now I'm kind of used to it because I frankly don't have a choice being up this early in the morning. But prior, I would prefer a PM shift any day. I will close the doors of your building. Just do not have me come in early in the morning. So he was actually on the same shift as me. I knew through training that he was very, very smart. So he was like, he had one of those like photographic memories. So anything he saw or heard, he remembered like clockwork. So I was like, I know who I'm going to sit next to and work with because he's very smart. And that's how our friendship started. That's exactly how our friendship started. It was a few of us. It was like Miss Marie. She was like my mom, him, me. It was a few people. I can't remember all of us, but it was a few people of us that was on the same class that we hung real tight together because we came out together. And so excuse me. So during this time, we just really got close with each other because we worked so much together. We just got really close. And I'm naturally a flirt. When you work this close to somebody, you just become, flirtatious with people. And I used to tease him all day at work. He was biracial. So he had really luxurious, big, fluffy hair. And he was really, really tall. And he had a really nice body. Everything physical physique. He was a 10. Physical physique. But he had things about him that everybody hated. His arrogance. He was an Aries. So he had things about him everybody hated. And first of all, he always thought he was right. Like he would debate you down no matter what it is, politics, whatever. Because he reads a lot. Like he read everything. Oh, this hair is about to drive me crazy. He reads everything. So he think he knows everything. He watches everything. So he think he knows everything. So if you have your own opinion, he will bark at you and argue you down to the ground, no matter how it would. Prior to us dating, I didn't give a crap. He would be in an argument with somebody new every day about something. Don't get him talking about politics. It's over. He gonna argue with you down about politics, okay? So prior to us dating, I could care less about who he was arguing with or arguing, people saying stuff about him. He wasn't my problem. People used to always ask her, y'all are so close. Are y'all dating? I'm like, he's just really cool like that. We vibe like that. That's all. I've been knowing him since we started together. I said we were really close. If wherever he was at out, you saw me. Wherever you saw me, you saw him. We sat next to each other. We went to lunch together. That was I guess you could say my work husband because we literally did everything together. But there was nothing going on for a very long time because I just wasn't interested in him at all. So it wasn't until months, maybe it was a year later or something. I don't even know because I was working for them. It had to be a year later before anything ever even popped off. Honestly, because I was already informed. I think that's when it still popped off because it was a year later. I had a promotion. Me and him actually had a promotion because we went from regular to form department. We specifically was trained in the pharmacy department. And this is when our relationship started taking a turn because people was always y'all should just date each other because y'all are so in sync. Y'all literally speak the same language. Y'all literally answer y'all can finish each other's sentences. Y'all are so in sync. Y'all are so similar. We was hearing this from everybody. And we were and we never even paid attention. We would never. That just wasn't who we was. So after one of Miss Marie brought it to us again, she was I think you two y'all should be a couple. And we were who? It's you and him needs to be a couple. And I was you want a date? And it was one of those kind of things. Like, I literally did like this. You think you want a date? And he said, you want to? I said, I guess everybody else is saying that we should, like we're so perfect. Then what happened? What do you want to? So we both agreed. That was the biggest mistake of my life. And I'll tell you. As we began to date, things began to change. Because we went from being friends, we was able to talk about anything together, able to say anything to each other, to now we can't do anything together because now he is in his feelings about everything. When I say, I had recently got out of, was it just with Keenan? Maybe it was some time before that I had ended things with Keenan. So I wasn't really ready to jump back into something so controlling. And when he started changing, and he started changing the moment we had sex. Like, we had sex, he became this controlling, crazy psychopath at work. And I didn't like it at all. I was like, we're at work. I'm going to need you to act like we're at work. And he did not know how to control his feelings at work. I was the same person I was prior to us getting together. A big flirt, hanging out with men, hanging out with women. I don't have to now. Now he felt I'm obligated to be with him every second of the day. There was 2 floors in our building. I used to always be upstairs because he started smothering me to death on the top floor. I started going to the bottom floor. He couldn't find me on the top floor. He would come down to the bottom floor where I was. And I used to try to hide from him, like, oh, dear God, he's down here, like, what the fuck? So no matter what I said, I always said, do not smother me at work, because I don't like people in my business. I am a very private person. What we do outside of the walls of this building is between us. When we walk into this building, that, it's back to business as usual. I mean, I'm not hovering over you. I'm not telling you who you can talk to. I'm not telling you where you can go. I'm not telling you to do nothing. I'm like, just be cool. He could not be cool. It just was not in his DNA. He needed me with him every second of the day. He wanted to know where I was every second of the day. He wanted me with him every second of the day. He wanted to know everything. Like, no, you need to sit next to me every second of the day. Like, I'm not joking. You don't need to watch me. Like, you don't need to watch me. And that became annoying. So now it became annoying because now he's argumentative with everybody. He's getting into it with everybody. And now that I'm his girlfriend, now he expects me to jump in his fights with him at work. Now now no one said, hey, Charles, that was his name, Charles, get into it with somebody today. No one said that. You can keep your mouth shut. And he could not keep his mouth shut to save his freaking life. He couldn't keep his mouth shut. He had to talk about something. He had to be in a debate with somebody. He had to be right. And nobody cared if he was right but him. He's the only person who cared if he was right. And if you made him feel some kind of way that he wasn't right, all hell's gonna break loose. So he wanted me to jump in his fights with him every single time and get into it with everybody he's into it with because I'm his girlfriend now. No, I'm not gonna do that. This is work. So because I didn't jump in his fights, we started having a problem. And we became as tight as we was pre-dating, pre-sex. We slowly end up hating each other by the time we went mobile and started working from home. We started getting into it so bad at work. Like, I thought I would have been fired. Like, for real. I've never argued with somebody at work as much as I argue with him at work. We used to argue down. Like, down. I remember one time, this is a straight up argument that we had on the work floor. Okay? So I told you he was arrogant, and I don't like arrogance. I don't like arrogance from nobody. I don't care how arrogant you may think I am. I'm not going to be, I'm not gonna like push it in your face. I'm not gonna, no, I'm gonna be who I am, but I'm not, I know I'm pretty. I know certain things. I don't need to remind the world every second that I'm pretty. I don't need to remind the world every second, I don't need to do all that attention. I know this already. He needed to tell the world every day, what he felt, if he was pretty. He needed to tell the world. So, as I said, I don't like arrogance. He was an arrogant motherfucker. This is a real fight that we had on the floor of our work. Okay? He was sitting next to me. And I was really trying to ignore him this day because he was really getting on my nerves. So I was just trying to ignore him. So there was another girl who liked him. And she like kissed up to him and made him feel like a god. Because that's what he like. Aries or gods walking the planet. He made me hate Aries and said I would never date an Aries another one in the day of my life. But he really walked around like he was a god. Like a god's gift to the planet. Okay? So she liked him like a mother, like mug. And she fed into all of his bull crack all the time. So because I didn't agree with him, he always felt slighted. And it wasn't that I didn't agree with him. I just made it very clear there are certain things that I don't like. Arrogance is one of them. When you was arrogant when you was not with me, it didn't bother me at all because I didn't give a fuck. Now that you're with me, I just want you to tone down the need to be out front. I don't need you to be like so big and all this every day. Like, I just don't need it. He was the worst. So he was doing his usual. He's a 10. He's this, he's that. He's God gives to earth. And then he was literally sitting in front of me in another thing in the desk in front of me. And he was like, so what do you think, Regina? I'm a 10, ain't I? I said, you don't want to have this conversation with me. I think you just need to leave me alone. Finish talking to her. Let her tell you that you're 10. I put my head down and went back to work. He said, no. And he stood up. And again, he's like 6'5". He's really tall. And he was like, no. If you don't think I'm a 10, then what am I, Regina? You tell me what am I? So everybody was like, oh, Lord, he's asking for it. She done told you to leave her alone. I said, I'm going to tell you one more time, leave me alone. And he would not leave me alone. So I said, okay, you want to do this today? All right. Well, you want to do it? Fine. Let's do it. I said, you think you're a 10? I said, you're not a 10. I said, let me tell you why you're not a 10. I said, because first of all, yes, you have beautiful hair, because that's all he talked about. Look at my hair. Look at my hair. I was like, yeah, you have beautiful hair. Absolutely, you have beautiful hair. I said, but you come in here on your job looking like you straight off the streets with your hair all over your head. When you do have braids, you're supposed to keep your braids up. Maintenance. Get them braided every 2 weeks. Make you sure look like you're making some money. You don't braid your hair for about 1 or 2 months from now and your stuff be all nappy. That's not a 10 to me. Your maintenance, your hair maintenance, fall short, number 1. Number 2, your clothes and shoes. You look like you grabbed your clothes right out of a trash can and put them on. That is not a 10 personality to me. A 10 personality is sharp every single day of the week. Shoes, fresh. Clothes, fresh. Crisp when they come to work, okay? You wear the same crap over and over and over and over and over again. You see, when I walk up in here, you very seldom see me with the same outfit on more than once, okay? I said, you wear the same crap and it's old and raggedy and dirty. I said, so no, that's not 10 personality. And number 3, which is the most important, I said, when you touch your gums like this, your gums immediately started bleeding. I said, so that lets me know you got gingivitis. So you would never put your face and your lips on my pussy ever. The whole office said, no, she didn't. I said, 10s don't have gingivitis. I'm sorry to tell you, 10s don't have gingivitis. I went back to work. The office went silent. Do you understand? Quiet. You could drop a pin and heard that bitch drop. They were like, no, She didn't. You should have saw his face. His face was like, what? Why would you say some shit like that to me? I said, anything else? 10? Anything else? Do you want anything else? 10? He sat down so fucking fast. He didn't say anything to me for the rest of the day. He was so motherfucking hot. He didn't say anything to anybody for the rest of the day. From that point on, like, I began to just annoy his spirit. We used to get into it so much at work that they literally had to separate us. Like, eventually, I didn't even see him anymore because he started going downstairs, and that's where he started working from. I would work from upstairs, he worked from downstairs, because he became a fucking asshole that I did not like anymore. I didn't like him personally as a person. He was a fucking joke, okay? So I almost lost my job behind him. I literally had an argument with him on the day when we were going home. I don't even remember what we were arguing about. I think he said something disrespectful to a female. I don't play that shit. Don't you ever curse out at a female. Like, don't you do it. I literally jumped in front of her and moved her behind me and was like, who the fuck you think you talking to? And me and him started going at it at work. It became World War III. Like, we could not even be near each other anymore because now we just hated each other's gut. Anything he said, I would be like, what you say? And they started saying I was a bully to him. I'm not a bully. I'm not going to take his shit. That's all I was. I wasn't taking nothing from him at this point no more. Like, no, we ain't together. Now, you got an issue with me. Now I'm going to make sure you have one with me. I'm going to annoy the crap out of you, and I'm going to check you every chance you get. Every time you open your mouth when it don't got nothing to do with work, you better think twice because now I'm on your ass. That's how I was from that point on until the moment they sent us home. I never saw him again. The last thing I heard was he was holding signs. He was a sign holder from here on out. Like, I don't know, them people that stand on the corner spinning signs, he would do that now. I'm like, but I wasn't playing that So I said that was a one and done. I will never date another coworker a day in my life. I don't care what no, it's never gonna happen. When you work that close to people, I understand how you get you get feelings for somebody because you work that close with somebody and you're with them more than you are with your actual family. So I absolutely get it. But at the same time, I do not recommend it. Do not play where you lay, or do not get involved with somebody who you work with. It will blow up in your face. That is my story time. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a little kiki and be like, Regina, you is a freaking mess. Yes, I am. Happy Vlogmas Day 3 or 4. I don't know what day this is right now because this is going to go on a Monday. So I really don't know what day this is, but it will be flashed across the screen, whatever Vlogmas Day this is. Again, happy Vlogmas. I hope you guys, December is going great. I hope you guys is having a great holiday. I hope by now I am posting Christmas videos, whatever, from my house and doing things with my kids by now. I should be. It's about December. So I should have recovered from my surgery by now. But like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next Vlogmas Day.